Hello. Hi. My name's Zehra Hicks and I'm an author and illustrator of children's picture books. I've written and illustrated this book, Pug Hug, and today we're going to do a drawing activity and draw lots of pugs. Well, two to be precise. So what you will need is a piece of A4 paper folded in half. In fact, if you've got a piece of A4 card, that would be even better because we are going to make a card. Then you will also need a pencil, some pug-like colours, so I've chosen yellow. It could be a colour pencil, crayon or felt tip, and a rubber is also useful. And then later on you might need some other colours as well, but I will explain that later. So first of all, we'll start with the front cover, and we're going to draw the pug on my cover of the book. So hopefully you can see okay, and I hope my head doesn't get in the way. We will start with drawing a big hill from the bottom of the page, and then two sausages coming out from the hill like that to be the arms. Okay. Then we will draw two big circles for his eyes, and then two quite big but smaller circles inside the eyes for his pupils, and you can shade in the pupils. Okay. Then his nose, big nose, and a really lovely smiley mouth coming out of the nose. So two, did you see, two kind of umbrella-like handles coming out from the nose, and some spots is always nice. Now, do you think your pug looks a bit like a seal? Yes, he probably does. As soon as you give your pug some ears, he will start to look like a pug. So let's do that. So we'll start by giving him one floppy ear, just like that. Now, did you see? I just did a bit of a kind of flop, and now I'm sort of scribbling the texture, the furry ear, like that. And another kind of floppy shape there. So your floppy ears can be wherever you would like to put them, but they're kind of, see, that sort of more triangular. But you could just try a little scribble like that and see how you go. Now, I don't know if ever you have thought, sometimes you might have thought that you might have done a rubbish drawing. Has anyone ever thought that? Well, if you have, I'm going to come in again. I'd like to just say, no drawing is rubbish, okay? What is brilliant about drawing is that it's not a photograph. You're not taking a photograph. It's all about expression. So one wobbly line could give your pug a great character. It could be much more characterful than if it was a really neat line. So please don't worry. And also, as we know, practice makes perfect, isn't it? So I'm going to just rub out the lines here, but you don't have to. You might want to keep them in so that the arms are joining to the joining body. And now we can colour in your pug, give it some fur, okay? I'm doing this quite quickly so that I'm not going to use up all the video, but you can be quite textured with your, you can be quite, what I mean is a bit scribbly with your fur, because actually fur is fluffy, isn't it? So you can give it some scribbly marks. You can go in the direction of the fur, you see, so I'm going down. Yeah. You can spend a little bit more time than me. I've gone around the nose, but we can go in the nose because the nose we will do some smudging. But if you do your pencil on the nose, then you might have black on the pencil, you see, when you do more colouring. But that's also fine. Now this is the exciting bit. So hopefully you will have, you know, if you haven't got a really black nose, I'm going to scribble there. Then make it black, and then with your finger you can smudge your nose and give your pug a smudgy nose. Look, like the pug on the cover here. So, there you've got a wonderful cover with your pug now. And what we'll do next is we're going to do this pug here. The pug reaching out his arms to hug a character. Now, we'll do that first and then I will tell you what we'll do on this side. So, how I made that pug, I did basically a sort of wobbly oval shape, so a bit like a peanut. So there's a wobble there, little kink, another wobble there. It's a bit like a peanut with the shell on. So that's going to be the head, and that's sort of his tummy. I'll give him the two eyes here, two big circles, and two pupils. Now this time, the pug is going to look over here to an animal who he would like to hug. And what I thought would be good, I'll do the nose next, is that you don't have to use the animal in the book. You can come up with your own animal that your pug might want to hug, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So there we go, I've got the nose and the mouth. Do the two umbrella handles, yeah, and some spots. Now, so this is the sort of bottom here, and we're going to do an arch or a heel for his leg and continue the line out like that for his foot and join it to his bottom there. You see? If you feel like the foot's a bit long, you can just rub out the end a bit and make it shorter, and then you do another foot on the other side of the body. And then we'll do his arms reaching out, stretching out, so two sausages coming out there. So can you see one is in front, and you can rub the leg and the arm in front of the body. You can rub out that line, you see, so that you can see that that leg is in front of the body and that leg is behind, and this arm is in front of the body and that arm is behind. And then give it the paws, and let's do the floppy ears. So remember, they're kind of like, ooh, flop, little flop there and a scribble. And then I might do this one flopping behind, okay? Flopping behind the head, okay? And finally, we will need a tail. So pugs have little curly tails there, so we can just do a little scribble there, a little curl, sorry. And if that, if you think it might just need a little bit like that. And then we can do the colouring in. So give it some fur. I'll try and speed up quickly for the fur. You can spend a bit longer. You can take a little bit more time than I am. And don't forget the tail. Okay, so I'll do that like that, and then don't forget at the end your smudging of the nose again. And finally, you can give him a little shadow where I would use the pencil on the side. Instead of using it up like that, you can just use it on the side and just go really lightly. Give him a little shadow so that it feels like he's sitting down on floor. Now, as you can see from the book, and you might have heard the reading, Pug wants to hug lots of different, he's asking for a hug and is looking to hug different animals. And for various reasons they say no, because Rabbit is too busy eating carrots. But for your Pug card, I was thinking it'd be really good if you could come up with your own animal you might want to hug. So I did a separate one here. You can choose any animal you want. So here, Pug is asking elephant. Elephant hug. An elephant, because we're in the coronavirus time, says, awfully sorry, I'm social distancing. So he obviously probably does want a hug, but he is having to social distance. So you could come up with some different, you know, any animal you want and any reason why your animal might not be able to hug Pug. And what I thought could be really wonderful, I don't know if there are any family members or friends that you have not been able to see, or maybe you've been able to see but you haven't been able to hug yet. And goodness gracious, won't that be so exciting when we get to do that? But for the moment, I mean, if there's someone that you haven't been able to see, maybe you could make this card for that person and post it to them. So for instance, say you haven't been able to see your grandpa, you could say on the title, instead of saying Pug Hug, you could say Grandpa Hug, or whatever you want. Or even if you wanted to send one to a care home with to you know, to make them feel a bit better, would be a lovely idea. And once you've done your illustrations and made your cards, I'd love to see them. So if you or your parent would like to send them or share them on social media with the hashtag Pug Hug, that would be amazing. It would be great to see them. So thank you so much. I'm going to say bye-bye now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and happy drawing. Bye.